So first today what we are going to start with, even though you are having some basic knowledge on SAP, we cannot able to skip these things. So we have to start some basic theory, and I need to give you some input about SAP and its architecture, all those things. So if you have any idea, we can just go it little bit fast. If you feel this is more informative, then no issues, we can continue. So actually SAP is a ERP based application, enterprises resource planning. ERP is a concept which is adapted by most of the companies, software companies. They are adapted the technology and they have used it. For example, right now we are using Android based mobiles, right? Android based mobile, but that Android is originally belongs to Google, but Samsung, LG, some OnePlus, Motorola, BlackBerry, in some countries BlackBerry, in some countries Nokia, most of the top manufacturers, Sony, what they are doing, they are having a tie-up with Android. On top of that Android, they are generating one user interface for their brand. They are adapting the technology from that Android, not as full stock Android. They are adapting the technology. They are paying some subscription, or they are having some ratio with them, and they are taking the technology. In Samsung they are using one UI, and then in Sony they are having some name. In OnePlus they are having Oxygen OS. Likewise, they are having different names for that user interface, but the base technology is Android, right?
Okay.
Likewise, this ERP is a concept which allow you to integrate your entire business process. You can able to plan and you can able to function your business according to the available resources. So with the help of this ERP, what you can able to know, you can able to understand your entire business and how it is going on. Why this is so beneficial when it is comparing to others? ERP in previous, some before ERP, we don't have this integration, right? We don't have that
Yes.
integration. You need to use a separate application for sales, separate application for HR management, separate for finance, and separate application for production, separate application for inventory management. So at the end of every month, that month end activity will be very difficult to do reconciliations. Finance team keep on need to follow sales team, inventory team, production team, and purchase team to get the report. After that report only we can able to reconcile with our data. So it is a huge process. If there is any small mistakes happen, if there is any small changes in sales report, it will affect the entire finance report, right?
Yes.
So when ERP has been introduced, those sales, purchase, HR, production has been integrated. So we no need to use separate application for this. Yes, this ERP based concept is giving solution to integrate your application centrally, so that when in finance, if I'm creating a customer information, the same customer will be get reflected in sales, the same customer will be get reflected in logistics, so that we can able to manage one single information for all, so that we no need to wait for others report, right? When sales invoice is getting posted in sales department, automatically it will be get reflected in the same customer name, it will be get reflected in the finance team as accounting document. So we no need to ask sales team what are all the sales you have done for so far for this 30 days. I have done payment for these bills, so I need to reconcile, give the bill, what is the check number, like that. So we don't need to do that manual reconciliation. So the entire reconciliation will be happen internally, automatically.
Okay.
So this ERP application will play a major role. In India, we are having Tally ERP.
Sorry, what's
Like
the name? Could you repeat?
Tally, TALLY.
Okay. Okay.
And apart from SAP, Oracle is also one
Oracle.
of the
Okay.
leading accounting software which is based on ERP. Then PeopleSoft. These are all some of the applications which is used around the globe. But the entire market share is SAP. Top companies like in manufacturing industry or in automobile industry, IT, the top companies are using SAP. Even your HP is also one of the top company.
Yes. Yes. We are using SAP for many years.
So even in India, we are also having HP. So like BMW, Benz, Deloitte. Deloitte is a Netherlands-based company. Deloitte. Then ENY, Ernst and Young. Then one German company, Alstom, and then Schneider Electric. So this kind of JP Morgan. So these top MNCs, top corporate, top manufacturing companies are more convenient to use these kind of applications. Why? Because it is giving the benefit of having all the data in one place. For example, HP, actually HP is based on which country?
It's like a United States. HP is from
Yes,
United
it's a US
States.
company, right?
US. US. Yes. Yes. We also have, in India, there is also like office for HP Enterprise and HP Inc.
Yes. So it is a US based company, but they are executing from Poland, from your country. They are
Yes,
executing
Poland.
from India, from my country. They are executing from Australia. So how it is possible? Due to using this ERP, you are in finance actually. So you can able to see more company codes for the same in the same database, right? So for Poland, you will use one company code, correct?
Yes,
For
yes,
posting
that's right.
entries. But
That's
for
right.
India, they will have one company code, but you can able to see it from Poland. If you give
Yes,
Indian
yes.
company code and if you extract the report, you can able to see Indian information also, but the currency may be different. So with one application, simply from US head office, they can able to manage their business around the globe. That is the most benefit of SAP application. That's why this ERP technology is very popular. When comparing to Windows operating system, when comparing to Apple iOS operating system, the high market share is for Android. Correct? Why?
Yes.
Because when comparing to Windows operating system, Windows is the market leader for desktop and laptop, that is for PC related operating system, but they are not good on mobile operating system. Why? Because they are not able to aware and they are not getting updated properly. They think mobile is also like a PC. They planned their operating system how they can plan a operating system for a laptop or tablet. So that is not that much sufficient, right? But if you see iOS, Apple operating system, it is a operating system which is connected with
Mhm.
one ID, Apple ID. If you log in with this Apple ID, you can able to use it in Mac, you can able to use it in iPad, you can able to use it in iPhone, you can able to use it in Airbook. So one ID, it is for example, what we can say, it is a connected technology. So data sharing is very easy. For example, if I'm having some files in my iPhone under that ID, if I go to my MacBook Pro, if I log in with the same ID, I can able to access my mobile files. I can able to see the data what is in my mobile. But right now, here I am not able to see, right? I'm using Windows operating system. For example, this is my Windows operating system and I'm having some, this PC, I'm having some C drive, D drive like partitions. But even though I'm using one of another laptop with same Windows operating system, it is not connected. I need to connect if I'm using same Wi-Fi network, or
Mhm.
I can use LAN cable or anything so to connect those systems. Networkly, I'm not able to connect. I'm not able to see that laptop's data here. But in Apple, without wire, if you are using a internet, then you can simply drag and drop files. Now the technology is adapted by Samsung from Apple. In the latest update of Samsung, for example, some 3 to 4 months before, I think so in February, Samsung has launched some products. S23 Ultra, Samsung Chromebook kind of laptops and some set of mobile phones, high-end mobile phones. So in that they are having that connected technology. For example, if you are using S22 or S23 Ultra and at the same time you are using a Samsung mobile phone, you no need to connect both. Simply in your Android Samsung mobile, you will have an option called, I think so that option is DEX, DEX. Actually, that
DEX.
option DEX Samsung. So
Okay.
when you are using this DeX Samsung, it is a multitasking mode. When you turn on this DeX mode in your mobile and you turn on this DeX mode in your laptop, in Samsung laptop, you can able to, without wire, you can able to mirror your screen here. Or simply you can connect a Type-C cable to your monitor and to your mobile and you can use your monitor as your display.
Okay. I didn't
Simply
know. First time I hear about this DEX.
so you can able to use your files, mobile files, and you can able to send messages, WhatsApp, or whatever the things that you can able to do in your mobile. When you are in text mode, you can you able to use it in your laptop.
Okay. But sorry, but this DEX I need to connect using the cable, USB.
You have to use, for example, if you are having Samsung mobile and Samsung laptop, you no need to use any cable at all. But if you are going to use any third party monitor which is having type C support, simply you can connect one end type C to the mobile and one end to the monitor. Your monitor will become as a display for your mobile like this. You can able to do all editing or anything. So when you are using a Samsung mobile and Samsung device at a time, that technology is entirely different. Samsung Galaxy connected experience. In this connected experience, when you are using, for example, if you are using Samsung watch, Samsung earbud, Samsung laptop, Samsung tablet and Samsung mobile, you can share almost anywhere. He is using Samsung Fold, he is using some Samsung phone, he is using the tablet. So all can able to share the data immediately within the Samsung phones. And you can mirror your phone to your TV. And you can use 1, 2, 3, 4 video calls. You can able to use video calls from your Samsung phone. If you are getting a video call in your mobile, but you are using your Samsung laptop, means simply you can touch a button, that video call will be presented, transferred to your laptop like iOS.
Okay.
If you are using your Samsung tablet like this in your room sofa, but you have placed your mobile in table for charging, when Samsung phone rings, the notification will be shown to your tablet which is connected. So your connected Galaxy phone will send any calls or messages or your way, so you are always in the loop. So that is that Galaxy experience, like this one experience. So this kind of experience, one UI, that user interface, one UI is giving these benefits when you are using a same Samsung device. This same technology is so far used by Apple connected devices. So if you are using Apple Watch, Apple AirPod, Apple phone, and Apple AirMac or Apple MacBook Pro, whatever the things, if you are getting a call, all the devices will notify you if you are using the same ID.
Okay.
So you can use your tablet and your desktop and your mobile phone display as for multitasking. See, this is works connection is showing in this laptop, in this tablet. He is working here and he is using his tablet as a secondary display. Connection is showing here. This connection is showing here. Likewise, there are a lot of benefits. It is easy to control. You can see the same picture in your tablet as well as in mobile, and if you need to move for some other place, you can take your mobile and take the S Pen and you can edit instead of sitting and edit in laptop. Once you save it in your mobile, it will be get updated here when you are using these Samsung devices connectedly. So all will be get connected. So that is giving you a connected experience actually. So this kind of thing, connected experience, is not available in previous versions of SAP. Now it is integrated. Now we are seeing those connected experience digitally by video call, by editing like that. So, but applications are connected internally with one database. So this SAP is basically a German company. The name of the application is SAP. That SAP stands for System Applications and Products in Data Processing Services. It is a system application or a product which is used to process your business data. It will give you a service to process your data. So these 5 persons are founders of SAP. SAP company was started in the year 1972, 1st of April. April 1st, 1972, it is the starting date for SAP. These 5 persons previously worked in IBM in software division. They resigned their job and they form a partnership, private partnership, rules and regulations. They followed the rules and regulations and they start their company in 1972. So SAP's first technology to develop a application, they used mainframe programming. We are aware about Java, C++ programming languages, right? These are
Yes,
all
yes.
mainframe programming. Based on this mainframe programming only, in olden days we will have Linux operating system before Windows. Linux operating system, this kind of operating system, Windows DOS, disk operating system, DOS, that black screen will come, right? Still in Windows also we are having that disk operating system, that is in the name of EMD. Without having this kind of multi-colored user interface, in olden days when it is based on mainframe programming technology, our entire system will work like this. You cannot have any click or drag any option. Simply you need to give the code. Based on the code, it will copy, it will delete, it will process, all will happen. So for example, I'll just give IP config. If I give this code, the system will show my IP address. What is the IP address I'm using? What is my gateway? All those things. For example, if I give ping, it will show all the details. If I give cd double dot, it will go outside my name, username. If I give d colon, enter, from C drive it will go to D drive. If I give list dir, I think I have forgot some of the commands. It is very long I have used this. So for
Okay.
example, in our C drive and E drive, when I click this, it is showing this informations, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I go to D drive, it is showing the list of files. When I use the command, I can able to see those files listed here. So SAP's first generation application is based on this kind of mainframe programming technology. But that mainframe programming technology is used to manage payroll and accounting process. First application was developed to manage payroll and accounting process alone. It is not a fulfilled application like now. Sales, purchase, HR, logistics, production, warehouse, plant, like that sort of. Only for payroll and accounting. So they have taken almost 1 year to develop this application. They have started in 1972, right? Their first
Mm-hmm.
commercial product. That first commercial product was launched in 1973. German Chemical was their first client. They have started their company with German government's chemical company. The German chemical company used SAP application based on mainframe programming technology to manage German chemical companies' payroll and accounting activities. SAP is the first company in that period of time started using mainframe programming to process, to store, and to execute inputs and outputs and data digitally. So in that period of time, in the 19th century, digital data handling is very less. Now we are having SSD, hard disk, pen drive, memory card, kind of more applications to store data, right? But in that 19th century, most of our data will be get stored in papers. They will take printouts and they will store it. Even printout is also not that much familiar in that period of time. When SAP started this digital activity, IBM company is using this punch card technology, mechanically punch card technology to store data. What is this punch card actually? This is punch card actually.
Oh, okay.
So to store, if we are having a resume or a profile to go to interview, that one profile normally based on our experience, it is somewhat around 2 or 3 pages, right? For that kind of, just for example, if you need to create a profile using punch card technology, you need to have this much of bunch of punch cards to convey your information. System can able to understand only the binary values, zeros and ones. Later numerical values 0 to 9. So for storing data, they will use this punch card technology and they will punch a hole in certain numerical values in rows and columns and it will convey a message. So to make this punching activity, they will use punching machines, and they will have a separate machine to read this also. With the help of radio frequency, wherever the holes has been punched, the system will read that data and it will convert it into machine language, and then it will be get converted into user language and it will be give the output. Likewise, the punch card has been used in olden days. Now for example, you are going to office, right? Every day you will have a ID card, correct?
Yes, that's right.
So when you are entering into your office to make attendance and make your time to register, what you will do? There is a small device installed in the gate. You will punch your ID card over there and you will place your finger right now, right?
Yes.
It will scan your finger and it will give you the access to open the door. That small biometric machine. That is the latest advantage of punch card. From this basic punch card, now we are using this kind of biometric machines. These are all the advancement of punch card. Olden days the machines will be like this. You have to put the sheet here and you have to move this needle, and you need to, if you punch here, if you press here, they're relatively direct to this needle. Here one needle will be there, it will make the punch according to your movement. Later it has been updated digitally like this. These kind of machines has come. Later this machine size has been increased. They have bring like this. They have started using one machine for reading and writing for the both activity, and later it will be get converted like this. Little bit upgradation based on the digital technology growing. But now the advance of punch card is this. This is the punch card reader. So when you place a card with the sequence of barcodes and numbers, it will identify this is the person who is giving attendance and he is entering into the office, right?
Yes.
So today we are going to see about architecture of SAP. SAP has evolved into three architectures. Now S4HANA is the fourth business suite of SAP. But the first generation of SAP is called as SAP R1. This SAP R1 is a one-tier system. It is a one-tier system. SAP application is basically classified into three layers: presentation, application, and storage layer, into three layers. When you use all these three layers in one tier, that is in one system, that is R1. When you are using this R1, this was sufficient for small companies. When your consumption of data, when your business process is low, it is sufficient. But when your company started grow, in startup it is okay. Pushing more data, this R1 will become slow. So this R1 and R2, both the architectures are based on mainframe programming technology. In the days, there is no operating systems at all. Right now, we are using these kind of interfaces, right? These interfaces are called as GUI, graphical user interface, which is having icons, buttons, we can click, drag, that kind of things. But in olden days, we don't have this kind of user interface. All the data will be handled with the help of this disk operating system, DOS operating system. So this in backend mainframe program will work. The first mainframe program is first generation mainframe program is COBOL, COBOL, COBOL. From COBOL
So
only COBOL.
COBOL. Okay, COBOL. Got it.
COBOL is the first mainframe program. After COBOL, from COBOL, C programming has been emerged. Advancement of C program is C++. From C++, Java has been evolved. In Java, we are having different types of Java. Java, J2E, Advanced Java. There are different categories that we are using in Java. When Java is started only, in that generation only, even in mobiles also, they started using Java based operating system. Now we are using Android, whatever it is. But our first generation of mobile is only for making calls and receive calls, right?
Yes.
After that first generation, when Java programming is started emerged, in mobile phones also they have developed from Java based user interface, Java operating system for mobile, Java OS mobile. If you see, so this older generation of phones will this type of phones will have only Java based operating system. If you see the picture, the icon, these are all not that much good as like now, right?
Yes.
When you turn on your mobile, these kind of symbols will come. In this generation, what you will do, you will use these kind of mobiles to browse or anything. So your Google search will work like this. In your mobile you can use the keypad, this kind of buttons, you can move left, right, up and down, and you will search and you will browse. Once this Java is getting grow, Java based operating system is getting grow. Based on this Java only, Android has been developed. Android based operating systems is also developed, but first generation of Android is very Android. First generation of Android phones, it will be like this. It is not that much comfortable to use. So based on the experience and based on the users feedback, it is getting fine tuned. Now we are in the 13th generation of Android. 13th generation Android. Now we are in the 13th generation of Android. Android 13. Now you can see the user interface, how the screens, clarity, buttons, finishing, all are good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we compare to olden days, color OS. So this color OS is used by, I think so it is, color OS is used by Oppo mobile company. On top of Android, they are generating a user interface called color OS, and they will follow Android 13 features in their mobiles. So when generation is getting grow and grow, when technology is getting changed frequently, software experience is also getting changed. So when we feel this R1 is slow, in 80s, in 1983-84 period of time, SAP has introduced a technology called R2. R2 means two-tier system. Two-tier system.
Okay.
In this two-tier, what they have done, what their idea is, in R1, when we are using all these three layers in one system, it becomes slow. Then in two-tier, what we can do, we can split this presentation separately and this application and storage layer separately in one system. So they have made it as two-tier. Presentation will work separately and it will connected to this, so that presentation activity will be get separated. For example, right now you are seeing my system, right? But you don't have any control in your system, correct?
Exactly.
You are not able to scroll, or you are not able to select or hide anything which I am showing to you. If I scroll like this, you can able to see that scroll movement. Can you able to scroll from your screen, from your system?
If I can scroll.
For example, right now I'm scrolling, right? It is going
Yes,
down
yes,
and
yes,
up.
yes.
Can you able to do this movement from your system in my file?
No.
Why? Because your system is a presentation system. You can only able to
Yes,
watch
yes,
what I'm sharing. My system is
yes.
the application and storage system. In my storage, in my database, that is in my hard disk, I'm having some data. On top of that hard disk, application layer is my Windows operating system. That Windows operating system is approaching Skype. That Windows operating system is approaching Google Meet, or that Windows operating system is approaching Zoom or GoToMeeting, any one application through internet, and it is allowing you and me to connect, but you will have only some limited access. You can able to see whatever the things I can share, and you can able to hear whatever the things I can speak, and I can able to hear what you are asking and I can able to answer, but you don't have any control from your system. For example, if I'm minimize this, only that limited things can be able to be done from the presentation system. It will not have the full control. It is under the control of some other interfaces. So that kind of technology is R2. So in R2, application layer and storage layer will be in one tier and presentation will be in another tier. The benefit of R2 is you can able to use more than one presentation system using cable networking. Without internet, in that period of time, we will use LAN, correct? LAN, local area network.
Yes. Yes.
We can connect cables, different cables from different system, and it will connected to the server system using a splitter, and we will do IP configurations in our system, and you can see n number of network places. For example, here in network, if I am connected with multiple systems, it will show system 1, presentation system 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise, I can able to access. That kind of technology is R2. Even in that 91, 92 period of time, 93 period of time, clients will started to feel that R2 is also slow. Why? Because they have used some 5 to 6 years, 7 years. They need a new technology. They need a new things in their company to grow. So when they are adapting a new technology, this application also need to support them, right? For
Yes.
example, what is the mobile that you are using actually as of now?
Samsung Galaxy S21.
You are using S21.
S21.
Okay, before this S21,
It was Google Pixel. Google Pixel.
why you changed from Pixel to S21?
Because in Poland, the Pixel is not officially distributed, so there is a problem with the warranty. Only that's why the reason.
Okay, and also you feel that when comparing to S21, S21 is the new generation in that period of time. For example, it is in 2021, correct?
Yes.
You purchased that S21 in 2021. It is launched in February 2021, I think so.
Yeah, I know. I bought it last year. It was 2022 already. I bought it.
You get it in 2022. So in
2022.
2022 February they launched the S22.
Yes, yes, yes. So I bought the older version, yeah, S21.
So that when you compare based on the price and based on the features, when comparing to your Google phone, you feel that Samsung is good with the features what you
Yes,
need actually.
yes,
So likewise in this SAP also, when the clients is ready to pay, they will expect something, right?
yes,
Based on the technology. Why? Because if you selected this S21, why? Because it is having the latest Android update. We can able to use latest Android features and good camera for the price and good storage options, that kind of things, correct?
yes,
Likewise, the clients will think for a software also. Why we are still using Windows? We are not going to Chrome OS, or we are not going to Linux, or we are not going to some other operating systems. We are still 90%, 95 percentage of users. For example, if someone is planning to buy a laptop or desktop, they will check what is the Windows update, what is the Windows version. Only they won't think second thought. When they are going to Apple, it is iOS. Why? Because Apple devices will come with iOS by default, right? Devices always will have iOS. They won't go for third party. But Samsung is launching laptop. Asus is launching laptop. HP is also launching laptop. Microsoft is launching laptop. But whatever the company, they are going to some other processors also. They are going to AMD. They are going to Intel. Entry level laptops, budget laptops, they are going to some Snapdragon processors also, but they are not thinking for some other operating system. Even Android is very popular. Google is also having Chrome OS, right? Chrome operating system, but we are not trusting that Chrome also. We are trusting our Chrome browser in Windows to use, but we are not switching to Chrome operating system instead of Windows 10 or 11 or Windows 7. Even still, there are some persons using Windows 10 and Windows 7. Why? Because based on the value and based on the technology. For example, right now, I am in Windows 12. In this Windows 12, in this latest generation, based on the market as of now, most of the mobile applications are giving support for web applications also, right? For example, WhatsApp. I can able to get messages directly to my desktop screen when I'm using WhatsApp in my desktop. When I'm using my phone will show the new messages. When I type some messages here, for example, so here, so this is your number actually.
yes.
So I can able to text from here directly. I can start typing here. If you reply, if I'm not in the system, if I'm having my phone in my hand with internet, it shows the messages. Automatically it will be get synchronized. And Skype application. I have installed Skype in my mobile as well as in my desktop. So for example, if you are making a call in Skype, if I'm not having my mobile in hand, here in desktop it will ring. If I'm having my mobile in his hand, if my desktop is not inactive, it will ring in my phone. So that synchronizations is happening, right? So based on the technology, all the clients will look for the updated thing. So what SAP has done in that period, in 1995 1996 period of time, SAP has changed the trend from mainframe computing to client server. SAP has adapted client server technology for R3. And this in this R3, in this three-tier system, what is the benefit means? Presentation will work separately, application will work separately, storage will work separately. Three tiers. What is the benefit of this? Actually, when these things are working separately, we can able to split easily, right? And we can upgrade anything easily when it is having any issue or to upgrade. Correct? We are having mobiles. The main reason that we are getting a new mobile is insufficient storage and insufficient speed after 1 or 2 years. Correct?
Yes.
Honestly, when you purchase this S21 in the 20 starting of 2022, now if you are seeing the latest mobiles, you feel your S21 is little bit slow, right?
Uh-huh.
Correct? You will feel we have purchased this mobile on January 2021. If I wait one more month, we can get the latest 2022 S22,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can manage another 1 year. The thoughts will come, right? Why? Because why we are switching these mobiles after 1.5 years or 2 years? We feel that our mobile is becoming slow, but not exactly. It is not that, right? Our mobile is not getting slow. Our technology is getting grow. Our applications which we are using in our mobile is getting keep on updated with new features. So it is consuming lot of memory and lot of storage. Previously, when for example, when we take a picture in mobile, for example, I'll show you the example. Go to pictures. For example, I'll just show you some actor picture. He is a famous actor in India. See the picture size actually.
Uh,
It is very blurred, right?
yes.
And if I click this next picture, if I right click and if I go to file info, you can see the size of the picture actually. It is 32.3 KB. In that time when this picture is taken, in that time, for example, this picture is from a movie, Tamil movie, okay, which is released in India in 2010, like that. So some 15 to around some 15 years before. Okay, when we are taking a picture, that picture's size is some 32 KB. But right now I'm taking some pictures. For example, I'm just taking some pictures, mobile pictures, camera. So I have taken this picture. Actually, see the clarity.
Uh-huh. It's good.
I have taken this
Clear.
picture in my previous mobile, Asus. This was taken some 3 years before. See the file size, 2.6 MB. When comparing to 32 KB, 2.6 MB is a vast growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is too much of growth. And for example, D drive, Samsung F. So this is my last mobile, ROG 5 from Asus, which I used till February. So on February I have taken some pictures. I'll show you some pictures which I have taken. This one, see the file. I have taken one picture. See the file size.
Mm-hmm.
It is grown, right? This is a
Mm-hmm.
normal picture. This is a normal picture actually. So when the technology and camera features and cameras facility is getting grow, now we are taking 4K pictures. A small video, some 2 minutes or 3 minutes video is consuming some 100 MB, 200 MB memory. So that we feel that our mobile will become slow. Actually, it is not the right thing. We are pushing our mobile more than the limit with new technology. For example, when WhatsApp is launched, it is only for mobile and it is used only for texting messages through internet, correct?
Yes.
But right now we can able to make group call, we can able to make video call, we can able to send money, we can able to create groups. Even groups facility is also not there. We can only able to do individual messages. Now there is WhatsApp Pay, like Google Pay, like Paytm Pay. WhatsApp is also having WhatsApp Pay. I can able to make payment from WhatsApp if I add my bank account through you digital payment. So the technology is getting grow, right? Previously, if you use video call in WhatsApp, it will allow only maximum 1 or 2 persons in video call. Now you can able to make group calls. So that when futures is adding to our applications and based on the trend, new futures is getting added, our system will become slow. So the client will feel it is slow at some period of time. So we need a proper update. So in that R3 technology, client server has started emerging in networking technology. So SAP has adapted the client server technology and they formed their architecture like this, three-tier architecture.
Uh-huh.
Three-tier architecture, the first generation of three-tier architecture, you need to have one database for each and every office. All the systems in that office will be connected to this server and this server will be connected to the database. If you are, for example, I'm having some 5 or 6 floors office. Each and every floor we are having some 10 to 15 systems. For example, 10 floor office. Each floor is having some 10 systems. In the 10 floor we are having 100 systems, right?
Uh-huh.
Each and every floor will have this application. Each and every 10 systems will be get connected to that floor and each and that 10 servers will be connected to the database server. So that if you are having one more office in another city, then you have to set up this R3. Likewise, it will be in that generation of R3. Later, when internet is getting feasible, in that point of time in 95, 96 period of time, internet is not that much cheaper, right?
Uh-huh.
Internet is very costly. Even big companies is also not able to afford. Later, when technology is getting grow, internet is also become cheaper. So in next generation of R3, when they are adapting new technologies in same client server technology, now we are in the topmost level of client server technology. Now we can have this database in one place for the entire globe. For example, in your HP company also, whatever the data that you are doing from your system will reach your office server room, right? In your office, you will have one high-end server room, correct?
Yes,
24 bar
we have.
7 networking persons will do support and they will work. That server is connected to the database in US head office. If they need anything, any data related to this Poland office, they don't ask you. They will log into the database in US itself and they will take the report, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the latest advantage of client server technology. For example, we are using YouTube, right? From where the videos are getting streamed. The YouTube's database is in California head office. For each and every country, they will have a high-end server like this. In India, we are having in Hyderabad, and in Australia, they are having in Sydney, and for UK, they are having in German. In German, and in another location also, I think so. They are having the server. So the clients who is using from that particular country will reach that server. That server will check in this database based on their input and it will show the output. So with the help of R3 architecture, cost is getting reduced on using this application and at the same time data security. For example, if you are using this database for each and every branch means, let us take HP. HP is having almost, for example, some 100 branches around the globe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they need to manage 100 database, correct?
Yes,
Is it very easy to manage like that? So
I think no.
it is very difficult. It is not that much safe also. Anyone can hack. But right now, the HP is having their database in US office, in their head office. From that US office, in each and every country, they will set up a application server. The entire, that particular country's entire clients will be get controlled with the help of that application server and those data will be get updated in the US database. So database is in one place. So it is very secure. And if you are having any issue in particular country server, you can only upgrade that server. It will not affect your data also, correct? For
Yes.
example, in your office, if you are facing some network issue for some 5 hours or 6 hours, once that network issue has been rectified in your server room, you can able to access your company data again like before, right?
Yes.
Your data will not be get lost. Your data will be get safe only, right? Why? Because there is a problem only in the server, not in the database. Sometimes your system will feel slow, correct? When there is network traffic,
Yes.
immediately what the network person will do, he will clear the unwanted activities, he will upgrade the performance, all those things, and it will become speed again. So best example for three-tier architecture is bank. Some 15 years before, you cannot able to use one bank ATM in another ATM card in another bank's ATM, right?
Yes.
But right now, in which bank you are having account? You can use
Yes.
debit card in another bank also. For example, if there
Yeah.
is any another bank, but you can able to withdraw, right?
Yes. Yes. I can.
You can go, your ATM card will be accepted. They will charge some amount for that service charge. But it is possible to use. But some 10 years before it is not possible. You have to search only for the ATM where it is. Dispensing machine is there. In which street. You have to search, right? So that is the advancement. That is the best example for three-tier architecture. The client server technology is like also ERP technology, which is adapted by all the companies, all the domains in the globe, but they will have their own name. SAP is using three-tier architecture. Banks will use centralized system. The name is different, but the technology on back end is client server technology. Okay. So now after this R3, now SAP has introduced a new architecture called S4HANA, S4HANA platform. Apart from this, SAP is also giving support with some other products like CRM, customer relationship management, PLM, product lifecycle management, SCM, supply chain management, SRM, supplier relationship management. These are all some of the products like ERP, SAP is giving support. CRM is mostly used for customer support to manage customers' information. We are using broadband, we are ordering in online. So if we have any query, we will call customer support, right? Help desk.
Yes.
That kind of things will be managed with CRM. Each and every product will have a life cycle, manufacturing date, expiry date, batch number. Those kind of informations will be get managed in PLM system. Mostly this PLM is mandatory for pharma industry to manufacture medicines and food industry for food safety. Then supply chain management. This is for logistics. It is a kind of logistics. For example, you will use Amazon, right, to order
Sorry,
goods.
Amazon, you mean?
Amazon.
Yes. 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 Amazon. We are using sometimes.
So to purchase some goods,
Yes.
it will be get delivered to you at your doorstep. Once your payment is done, it will show the tracking information, right? Order is packed, order is dispatched. It has reached the nearby delivery location, out for delivery. Likewise, it will give you your tracking informations, right? Those kind of things will be managed with the help of supply chain. Mostly supply chain will be used in logistics like Maersk kind of companies who is doing shipping from one place to another place, cargo kind of activities. Once, for example, if you are traveling from Poland to Netherlands, if you are shifting over there, you will send some goods in container, right?
Yes.
So for that booking, you will get some number. Once you go to
Yes.
the
Yes.
system, if you place that number, it will show you the exact location where your consignment is. That kind of tracking informations will be managed with the help of supply chain. Next one is SRM, supplier relationship management. This SRM is to manage your suppliers. CRM is for customer, SRM is for supplier. Okay. So whatever the type of module, it is classified into two, technical and functional. Finance, sales, purchase kind of things are functional. To work on functional properly in backend, we need technical support. So that modules which is working in backend to support functional teams, those modules are technical. In S4HANA, we will have some different technical, but in older generation of ERP, SAP, we will use ABAP, Basis, BIW kind of modules to support functional. Okay. So this is the basic information of SAP. When it is started, what is the technology that it has used, what is the first application from 1972 onwards till now, what are all the technological changes and architectural changes happen on this application, what are all the products that they are doing and support they are doing. So far, I think so it is clear. Any
Yes.
doubt
Yes.
or anything you
No.
need to
No.
ask?
No, no. Okay, but one more because it started as a tier one, tier two, because the latest it was called like a SAP R3. That's why because it's a tier. Those there were three tiers. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Okay, so let's say you mentioned about tier. So there is a one tier. There were two tier. Yeah.
Yes, this one tier, two tier.
Exactly. Tier. Sorry, tier. Yes. And okay, and three tier was SAP R3. Okay, got it. Got it. So one tier R2, R3 was the latest.
Three. Now still SAP
Okay.
is in three-tier technology, but instead of R3, it is started using a HANA platform.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
HANA is also a three-tier architecture, but it will have some small technical changes. Advancement in technical database handling. I'll show you those things in tomorrow on next session class.